Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about the game Earth Defense Force 4.1, The Shadow of New Despair for the PlayStation 4. For those of you who don't know, this is a Japanese-made third-person shooter where you shoot giant things, like giant bugs, giant dragons, giant alien ships, and mech robots. It's really like the most video game of all time. It's like, old people who don't really know anything about video games. This is what they imagine a video game is, just something that's highly ridiculous and just stupid. And this game fully embraces that just super ridiculous, insane, retarded idea that's amazing. It really is fantastic. This is one of the things that makes video games special, is that you don't get something quite like this in any other medium. But, wow, this game, I really don't know what to say about this game. I just beat it a couple minutes ago. This game, it took me 20 hours to beat, and I am so glad that it's over. I am so glad that I made it through. I almost quit a couple times because this game is such a chore to beat. Oh my goodness gracious. Let me say, I do think that this is a good game. I do recommend it. I will be getting the next game in the series when it comes out, but holy shit, this is so repetitive, and it's so long. It's way too long. People will say that they want video games that are long. Like, they think that every dollar they spend should be an hour of gameplay. I completely disagree with that. I think that some really short games can be worth $60 because they're just such a good story and the gameplay is awesome. This is a game that is a full-price game, or almost full-price game, but it's way too long. It's like the repetitive nature of it shouldn't be going this long. As a single-player game, it's too repetitive for it. They could have made a single player campaign that was like half the length, because at 10 hours I was done. At 10 hours I was like, I almost just put it down, but I was like, I want to beat this because I do like it enough to like want to see the end of the game, but it was just like, oh my god, I can't do this anymore. But it's too long. If it was 10 hours and they had like cut out half of the nonsense missions and just made it more like just not so long. 20 hours is way too long for this game. For the repetitive nature of it, it's just so repetitive. You're doing the same thing every mission. Like, there is variety in what your mission goal is, but overall the gameplay is exactly the same, and it's a chore to play through. But it's fun. I'm really conflicted on this game. I did enjoy it. It's a game I'm going to keep, and like I said, I'll be getting the sequel, or the next game in the series. I believe they've announced Earth Defense Force 5 already. Hopefully it comes to America. I'm not sure if the other ones have. I think they have. I don't know. I'm new to the series. This is my first entry into the series. But, wow, I am both impressed and just exhausted by this game, because it's a lot of fun, but it's also just so exhausting. It has multiplayer, and the multiplayer is fun. This game is just so much more fun with multiplayer, and that's probably why it is so long, is because of there's more content for multiplayer. And it's like people, they'll play Call of Duty for hours and hours and hours, and that's probably why this game is so long, so that you can play. There's lots of hours of content for this to be played in multiplayer. However, as a single player game, goddamn, this just gets repetitive. I don't know why. Like, when you play multiplayer, it's the same game, but for some reason it's more fun. Maybe it's just because you're sharing that experience with someone else, and the just ridiculous humor of this game is more fun with someone else. But when you're playing it single player, it's just like, just trying to grind through those missions is really, really rough. There's 4 characters to choose from. I only played as one, the Ranger, I believe his name was. He's supposed to be the easiest character, the easiest one to use. I fooled around with the one that can fly. I can't remember the name of that character, but I didn't like it very much, and I didn't even try the other 2 characters, so I didn't give this game like a full length trial of everything. But like, I found a character I liked, and the one that it told me to start with, and I was like, I'll just keep playing as this one because I think it was fine. I might have had a different experience if I tried the other 2 characters, but One of the other characters I didn't try is really slow, and the levels are huge, and I didn't want to be like trapped walking slow, and I'm really glad that I didn't do that, because some of the time you're just walking around like, oh my god, I'm waiting for this mission to end, but you gotta walk across the map to like fight a bad guy. It's ridiculous. So I didn't want to try the slow character. Another character said it was only good if you're playing multiplayer, so I never tried that character because I only played this game multiplayer a couple times. But this game is so funny. It's really funny. Just like the over-the-top humor, like people shouting like action movie catchphrases and just some of the most ridiculous things. I'm not going to quote them because they won't really be funny if I just quote them, but if you play this game, you'll be laughing your ass off. Myself, even all the way through the 20 hours, I was just laughing at the ridiculousness of this game. Like in the beginning, I was like laughing my ass off, and towards the end, I was so done with this game, but I was still having a chuckle at how ridiculous this game is with the creatures that you're fighting, how many of them there are, just the ridiculous setting of it, and the stupid things that the other characters say in the game is just hilarious. It's hilarious. Oh man. This is a terrible video. I really don't know what to say about this game. My brain is turned to mush from playing this game. I can't even think properly. Man, I don't know. Earth Defense Force 4.1, The Shadow of New Despair. It's a good game. I recommend it, but I don't really recommend playing it in single player. And if you do want to play in single player, I wish you luck in getting through that 20 hours of repetitive, super repetitive content. Man. One thing I didn't like is the missions change, but sometimes they don't tell you what you're supposed to do, and that's frustrating. I don't like that. As a matter of fact, like sometimes they'll be misleading you, and like that's not actually what you're supposed to do. You see, when you start a mission, or before you start a mission, it gives you kind of a description of the mission, and then during the mission you have these voice commands that are telling you like what you're supposed to be doing. First of all, you can't always hear them because there's so much chaos going on all the time that you can't always hear what they're saying, and sometimes what they're saying isn't even like the objective to beat the level, so that can be frustrating. I want it to give me a clear like, this is what you're supposed to do to beat this level, and that would be really nice. But most of the time it's just kill the bad guys, and I like those missions because that's exactly what I want to do. I just want to hold down the trigger and shoot bad guys, you know. Oh man, yeah, it's an interesting game, that's for sure. If it sounds fun to you, you should try it out, because it's a unique experience. It really is. It's unlike anything I've ever played before, but it's super repetitive. So I wish you luck if you try playing this through on single player, but this game is great for multiplayer. It really is. It's great for multiplayer. Anyways, you guys, thanks for watching my video. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think of Earth Defense Force 4.1, and I'll see you in the next video.